Super Bowl Sunday. We're back for at least 3 freaking more weeks now.
Yeah, buddy. Never doubted him for a minute.
It's
One
great.
week at a time continues.
And Kellen Moore's emerging candidate for New Orleans to be the head coach, and the Super Bowl's in New Orleans, and Jonathan Gannon got plucked to Arizona when the Super Bowl was in Arizona. That was the last thing I just got an update on.
Yeah, it's a shame too, because honestly, the offense has gotten more and more dynamic as the season's gone on. So offense has actually gotten better, not worse. You could argue that the Eagles had their best offensive game, most balanced offensive game, at least you could say for sure, this past week. 55 points. Saquon only had 120 yards. I mean, the ball was really, really spread out.
Yeah,
so
it was
it'll
awesome.
be a loss, but I don't even care.
You thought the longer this went on, all the other teams would fill it up and it would benefit you. But it just goes to show how good Hurts has been over the course of his career with all the change.
Yeah. Shattering all types of norms. Your first losing quarterback to make it back to the Super Bowl puts him in all types of his second Super Bowl appearance puts him in all a very, very elite category with some all-time quarterbacks. Hurts, Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Roethlisberger, Brady, Kurt Warner, Troy Aikman, and John Elway. Only list of quarterbacks to reach multiple Super Bowls the first 5 seasons. I mean, that's pretty stellar company for all the Hurts haters.
Yeah, and we were favorites in the last Super Bowl that we lost. And we're dogs in this one, and we were dogs in 17.
Is that line holding? Was it 49 over under 1.5? That was the last time I checked.
Yeah, I think so. KC -1. But the Eagles, that ESPN, Matt, if you go on the ESPN app and just pick a random game, that matchup predictor is really, really good. It's really accurate.
Yeah.
I felt really weird about the Steelers game during the season, and it had the Eagles probably 60-40, and then they rolled.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know about the game. But
that game ended the Steelers season too, man. The Steelers were never the same after that. That 9-minute drive that we had, that was it, man. They're cooked after that.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I don't think we can do scores and stuff yet. Maybe we'll do that next week, but we'll just focus on the NFC Championship game because it was a great day all around. We started in FDR Park and saw the fam and went over to N8, and there was a lot of happenings and crazy people. So if you guys haven't caught any interviews we did or any videos from the parking lot, Vic saved Santa's life. That was pretty cool. Once you tell the people about Santa on top of dancing Delco Mom's Hummer thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. Rick's a thick boy, man. He is Santa. And he just lost his footing coming down. It was I would have had difficulty getting off that. The ladder is one of those little tiny ladders that goes up the back of a Hummer, and he was going down, and it was me and a couple guys. And
there was the ladder. Somehow. That's how he got up. I thought it was they pushed him up a moonroof or something. I was wondering.
No, it's those on the back of a Winnebago. It's got the tiniest little skinny ladder. I guess for you just take a couple steps up to strap something to the roof. It was that. That's how they got him up.
Yeah. As always, if you've got comments on Facebook and YouTube, we can put them up on the screen. Instagram, I've got you in another tab. Glad you all did this Tuesday because you were turnt at the game. We actually did not have one beverage at the game at all.
No.
I think we were just naturally turnt.
It it's not a substance thing for us. We're not drunk Eagles fans. We just go and have a blast. That's just how we are.
I think it's the pictures where I'm like,
Yeah, no, that's like literally that's how I am on Monday morning when I go into work too after a win. I like have music blasted and I'm like all fired up. Yeah. It's just our personalities. Kind of built.
yeah,
We're kind
some
of
of the
built for it.
commenters say they feel like we've run vanilla offense up until this point, and the Hurts straight jacket comment where he said,
He's trolling.
he's trolling. And Nick said he thought it was awesome. I guess he had a press conference today. He didn't do his radio appearance, but he had a press conference today, and he said it was awesome. He was just tongue in cheek messing with people. The straight jacket comments. So that didn't bother you at all?
Straight jacket? No, I loved it. I think Hurts and Sirianni have a very, very good relationship. I think it's like I think that they behind the scenes are really close, and then in public they sort of play like they probably laugh about it behind the scenes. I really do believe that. Now Hurts could be talking about the 4th and 4 play call there. You wouldn't normally see that play call. So maybe he is making like a little like taking a little shot there. But that's not Sirianni making that play, or maybe it is. But I mean, I believe Kellen Moore calls the plays. So when they make that decision to do a deep bomb like that, maybe that's what he's referring to. But
they did it a couple of times this year. I think that Browns game they had 4th down at midfield, and they just one-on-one AJ Brown touchdown.
Yeah,
but he wants to do what it takes to win. And last year he had the most turnovers, I think, in the league. Ricky Waters, what up? He had the most turnovers in the league last year, and he gladly took a step back for the greater good of the team. And Brianna, I got your raffle. I'm going to do one final run through where I send a picture of it to everybody's email. I sold 50 tickets. I think I might have like 2 left, but we pretty much sold out. And
maybe we'll just buy the last 2.
I'm going to send everybody a copy of theirs. I was in the comments sending copies and stuff, but the Monday after the game, I was probably the biggest day after the Eagles finally won. They all got bought up. So it was hard I was filling them out. People were sending them their name, email, and password or whatever, their name, email, and phone. And I was filling them out and I was doing it in between work. So it is not a scam. The drawing is this Thursday. So
no, great. and the CYA, this is not a money maker for the page whatsoever. This is us. We were given a block of tickets to sell for Philly Sports Trips on behalf of Philly Sports Trips. It's not a paid endorsement. It's just us supporting the Philadelphia Eagles' main charity, which is Eagles Autism, and just trying to help our buddy Vince out, who runs a great company. And information for the raffle full information is on phillysportstrips.com, but we are selling chances. It's $100 per chance. There's between 500 and 1,000 chances, and you win a full everything trip to the Super Bowl. Flight, hotel, ticket for 2.
Heck yeah. So that's exciting. We are going down. We have a flight. We have lodging for the most part. So if you guys know any events going on Friday night, Saturday night, and potentially Sunday, if there's a hosted party or a watch party down there, we may not go into the stadium depending on the ticket avails. So if anyone won the lottery and is selling them, let us know. But we will be down there. It is tough to get down there. We are blessed. We thank you all for the support this season. And Pondley Hockey sponsors Philly Sports Trips, sponsors the show. Performance Meal Prep, yesterday's Quizzo with Angelo. And then we have probably 1 or 2 sponsorships available for if you guys want to be included in the content while we're down there. We'll wear your company's gear. in and around New Orleans, and we'll be excited. We'll be excited down there, and we'll run it until you get the results you're looking for. Thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of impressions. We've had stuff hit 1 million impressions over the campaign of we've done over the course of the season. So it's been an exciting run. Thought the game was really great. They were in control the entire time. It was a little dicey.
Did you get nervous when you saw Commanders fans bought out the Hard Rock restaurant in Philly?
Yeah, I did. I did get nervous. No, I thought
That's
they
an
were
epic
good.
troll.
They had a really long drive to start the game. And if you watch the Chiefs-Bills game at all, they're not very big explosive play offense. The Chiefs methodically bring it down the field, and the Eagles are bend but don't break. So it's going to be a really big matchup for the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. And that's how the Commanders and the Chiefs had the longest drives when you look at the rankings in the NFL, the longest kind of not time of possession, but drive average time length of drive. So it's going to be tough you got to stop them on third down. You got to stop them on fourth down and get out of the field. I think the Chiefs and Eagles are really, really similar because they both do exactly the same thing where they'll somewhat be conservative and wait for the other team to make the big mistake. So as you saw, Jalen Hurts had 1 turnover in the last Super Bowl. 6 or 7 points may have been the deciding points in the game. There was you can't go to one play, but I mean, did you catch the Buffalo? I thought Dalton Kincaid had the first, and then the sneak they didn't get.
So a few points. One, you're correct. You can't point to one particular play, but what you can do is point to one particular stat category, and it's takeaways, right? We destroyed the Redskins or Commanders because not only, well, that one guy, everybody there wore Redskins. There was more people in the stadium that were wearing Redskins than Commanders if they were wearing the gear, no doubt. But anyway, not only did we win the turnover battle, but I always say this, points off turnovers. We had 4 touchdowns off of 4 turnovers. That's an automatic win in the NFL. It's pretty much automatic win if you can do it 2 times. With the Eagles and the Chiefs, it came down to 1 in the last Super Bowl, and it could possibly come down to 1 again because you can't let it come down to the officials, which I'll respond to your next point, which was did or didn't he get the first down? It looked like he did. If you recall, 5 to 10 years ago in the NFL, they used to put angles together when they would come to make a call. So if the ball was on a guy's chest, then you could see the ball on the guy's chest one way, and then but then you couldn't see the line. But then if you saw the line from the backside, they could sort of put 2 and 2 together. I feel like they don't do that anymore. I don't know why. If you put the 2 angles together, it definitely looked like you got the first. But anyway, but we can't let it come down to that. The Eagles have to win this Super Bowl by 10 points. They cannot let it come down to 1-score game because if it does, then you get all that. You get the officials and possible, all that stuff. So it's going to be a battle. I agree. The teams are very similar in that regard. We have to continue to win the turnover battle. That's my absolute key to winning the Super Bowl.
I told the guy next to me if they change their name back to the Redskins, they'll probably be in the NFC Championship sooner rather than later. He's a really nice guy, actually. And
yeah. It's a good time in America to do it. It seems like a lot of the pendulums are swinging from the cancel culture stuff of the 2020s. It's kind of coming back. They could go back if they wanted, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, so the ref stuff, then that's why we kind of went back and forth in the game last week. Is it going to be close? Is it going to be a blowout? Because we're used to the Eagles playing close games, and we didn't want it to be close because Jaden Daniels was so good in the fourth quarter. Like, if they got the ball at the end, he had the most fourth quarter comebacks. So even turning the guy next to me, and the same thing with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it was almost like we had to win in that fashion because you don't want to leave it up to like one call or like Patrick
Exactly
getting the ball last or like anything like that. Like, you kind of have to go into the fourth quarter with like at least a 10-point lead to like try and avoid those situations where whoever gets the ball last wins, because typically it's the Chiefs. They play really good complementary football where like they may not score in every drive, but when the other team scores, they'll score, and they do just enough. They've like the Eagles where they've run the ball and they've found this like strategy where it may not look pretty, but they find the way to win. The Chiefs have their own formula that does the exact same thing. Like they score like one more field goal or one more touchdown than the other team, like every time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They were
found
involved
like
in a ton of ones. Weren't they involved in like the most one
the
score
most.
games or tied for that? And real
That's,
quick, one more shout out to Washington. I mean, they have a bright future ahead. Their quarterback's 24 years old. He's already now been in the NFC Championship, so he's got that like that pressure, that run underneath his belt. Washington's going to be a problem for years to come, and I'm kind of here for it. Like, I feel like that's a rivalry that hasn't really existed in a long, long time. The Eagles have been perennial contenders in the division. It's been the Giants and the Cowboys that typically fight us for the top spot, and we haven't had that division repeat for all these years. And hey, maybe next year you got Washington going for that top spot, and you're continuing that narrative of never having a team repeat division winner, because we have a very difficult schedule next season. So I've like a buddy at work that's a Washington fan, and him and I were chatting, and I was like, I kind of gave him a high five. I was like, dude, you guys beat the Lions, man. Nobody had them beating the Lions. It was a huge win for them.
yeah, I had told him too. I was like, we're not getting any younger. The time is now for us. You only get so many of these opportunities. We saw
We're pretty young. We don't only have two
on
guys
one
over 30.
side. You're gonna lose like the only I think you have Lane, Jake, and BG, like the only Super Bowl dudes left.
Yeah, I more think the Eagles' issue is going to be fatigue, because you saw it in 23. You get fatigue after you did the Super Bowl run, which is amazing. That's why you got to give the Chiefs all the credit, because the fact that they're contenders again is unbelievable. But that plus just the extremely difficult first place schedule that they have, the away games that they drew are very difficult too. Even the not so great teams, they're away. If you look at how it breaks out, it's a tough schedule, like away at Green Bay and
Yeah,
plus the
that's what I was telling
Chiefs
him. I said,
away.
hey, we've got to grab this now because we
We
saw
do.
Phillies. They got there, then they get to the NFC Championship, and then it went the other way. The Eagles got to Super Bowl and lost, and then the next year, like they weren't as good or made the playoffs and got bounced. Like, you only get so many shots at it. You got to take it, and the three-peat is going to be something that a lot of people. I think the Eagles are America's team in the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs are like this three-peat. No team has ever done it before, and if any team's going to do it, they would be the ones to do it.
And the referee narrative is very, very national right now. It's good for us that you have guys like Dave Portnoy talking about boycotting the NFL and posting these clips, because maybe the referee in the game does sort of think twice about throwing that PI on, it's 3rd and 10 and it's the ball's kind of sailing and there's a tug and he's reaching for the flag, but it's like I think that bodes well for us, that the noise is as loud as it's ever been on the Chiefs for that, for the officiating stuff. Go Birds, Tim.
Yeah, it's and Dave's a Patriots fan, so the Bills are in the division, but Dave posted like on Twitter like the clip, and he's like, dude, the NFL needs to do something like this. He posted like the regular TV live in time, like you literally see Dalton Kincaid like past the like not the yellow line, because the yellow line's not official. You could literally see his arm past the like big orange pole that's on the yard line. So he's a Patriots fan. He doesn't like the Bills at all. So I'm not really worried about the ref thing. We've gotten backed up a few times like holding calls and stupid stuff in the run game, and we've been able to overcome that. I'm not worried about the refs as much as I'm worried about Mahomes, like getting the ball last kind of thing. And the other thing too is like making a mistake. We haven't made mistakes, but we've seen Jalen like hold the ball. He wasn't this year, but at times he's been fumble prone. Like the make mistakes thing and like that long Washington drive, the bend but not break thing, like would it change your opinion on Vic Fangio's season if Patrick Mahomes put up like 38 points?
If he put 38 points up, I would be very, very disappointed. And I'm sort of like championship or bust mode on like the success of this season at this point. When you make it this far, it's going to be really hard for me if this doesn't turn out the way we expect it to be like, we had a great season. It was a lot of fun. Like I like you really do feel like the window is open right now to win. So I would be extremely disappointed. Would I want him fired or something like that? No, obviously not. I mean, we did amazing things, especially with such a young team. Um, Real quick, too, another point. I saw a video, I didn't post it. It broke down the Eagles' first 3 rounds of draft picks the past 3 seasons. If you look at it, it is incredible. Every single draft pick hit. Every single one, the first 3 rounds, the past 3 years in a row. It's like he's batting 1,000. And that is unheard of. And that's the reason why we're in the position we are. Every player that was drafted, I mean, now like a Jalix Hunt is
still playing
and contributing and making a big play, and Zach Bond out of nowhere. And I mean, our team is very good. I would say roster for roster, minus the quarterback position, we definitely have the better team. And that's only because Mahomes is
Sexy Batman is in the
beefing.
house, and he said we need to win the turnover battle once again and play such a dominant game and not leave it up to chance or a close game. Like we've seen Super Bowls not be good. Like we've seen one team just run away with it, and hey, we're here for it. I would be completely cool with that if it was completely one-sided.
By the way, can I shout out the fans real quick and shout him specifically out? So I don't think people realize how many people just go to the tailgate, just to tailgate or whatever and go in. But someone like Sexy Batman, not only did he go, but he like is fully dressed. He's got the shoulder pads on. He's got the fit on. He's got the belly shirt on, even though it's 2 degrees out, the mask. He's doing all that. And I'm like, so we're just chatting. I'm like, so where are you sitting? And he's like, I got to go home. Like I have work or something like that. Like he just wanted to be there for the environment and lend like his vibe to it. That stuff it matters. Like that vibe out there that gets brought into the stadium and then the response to when a Saquon breaks a run, that stuff actually wins you football games. Like I am a full believer that the fan presence and all of that positive vibration makes the team made the team as good as it is this year.
We saw it go the other way where the reporters were really critical on them and it was negative mindset and like just in like my work, I try and have people prepared to like wake up. Who are the 10 people you're going to talk to today? Like in sales and like how is that out? What is going to happen? And they're like, well, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. I'm like, wrong answer. Like you're going to call these 10 people. We're in the business of asking for something, like asking for money or asking for advertising or whatever. You need to, this is who I'm going to call. This is what I'm going to say to them. And this is how I think it's going to go. And then like, if you're going to go to the tailgate, you're going to get dressed up. You're going to get fired up. When Saquon busts a big touchdown, you're going to run 60 yards. You're going to scream your head off like that. You're kind of manifesting what's going to happen and putting that energy out there. So I'm cheering loudly from North Carolina. I'm hoping that helps the team too. It really does.
Yeah. Anything positive does, I'm telling you. Yeah, even down to the social media. Social media sets tones and vibes for the game too. The vibe going into the game this week was so high, and then you had like such weird stuff from the opposing teams. You had weird stuff the week of the Packers. And then you had the Rocky statue, like all that stuff. Like I'm telling you, man, the players that are playing football right now, they're like 24, 22, 23, 24, 25. They're on social media. Their algorithm is football. They're seeing a lot of this stuff, and they see their fans acting corny, or versus they see their fans that are all fired up and making hilarious content and making fun of them and stuff like. They see that, and that stuff like gets in there, man. I'm
We're
telling you.
guilty. I've seen fan on fan crime, like two people that are on the same team. I've seen like
I hate
people
that.
block each other and things like that. And
Yeah,
no, we need to keep it positive. We
keep
saw
it
this team
positive.
like AJ Brown and drama, and people mess people up, and they didn't have their mind right, and it really affected their play on the field. You got to look good, feel good, play good. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. Man, I'm so happy with more Eagles fans. Such a sweet family. Just trying to channel my energy and support our birds. Yes, Sexty Batman. Yeah, he came from Missouri, I think he said. So all of his family and friends are huge Chief fans. So we wanted. I would have loved Buffalo because I love our friend Dan. We've been to Buffalo, but I wanted the Chiefs because we talked about it a lot. We lost to Tom Brady. We beat him. We lost to Patrick Mahomes. Can we beat like one of these dynasty type teams? They are going for the three-peat. They are the favorite. We are the dogs. Like it's a really good feather in the cap, and it'll be a really good story for the Eagles. It's not like you look at some of these like Dallas Super Bowls where they like rolled teams by like 40 points. Like if it's a close game and you beat a team on the verge of a three-peat and you beat Tom Brady, like, and one team has 2 Super Bowls and one team has 4 Super Bowls. Give me the 2 against the 2 goats.
Yeah,
the week.
absolutely. That's like
Super Bowls.
Talk to a Giant fan. Their 2
All they
Super
say is
Bowls.
they beat the goat twice, and they've earned that right.
Twice. I'll be honest, beating Brady twice is cool. Saying you beat Brady and you beat Mahomes, even better. Because some people are already putting Mahomes in the Brady category and all that, and getting to beat Andy Reid, which is just fun. I've never been an Andy Reid hater. I just always felt that our time with him kind of just expired. But getting to beat Andy Reid would be pretty sweet too. And I think of all 3 of the Chiefs teams that have won, this is their worst team.
Yeah. Yeah,
their running back
Kareem Hunt, that
doesn't scare me. Xavier Worthy's good, he's fast, but so is Quinyon Mitchell's young and fast too.
I really feel for the Bills. I heard Donovan McNabb talking a little bit, and it just, you start feeling like, and this is where the mental psyche goes in sports as well, like you start feeling like you're never going to be able to do it, and that's what happens. You play in these games and you don't win, and it's starting to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, McNabb finally got over the hump and made it to the Super Bowl, but I think there was such a weight lifted off his shoulder. He went out and partied and puked it up in the huddle. Like,
yeah. Is that the third time he's lost to Mahomes in the championship, or the 4th?
Yeah, it's the 3rd or 4th.
It's 3rd or 4th in the playoffs, and or maybe 3rd championship loss. I mean, at this point, it's got to start to feel like Groundhog's Day. You go into Arrowhead, and I'll say another Vic repeat. God bless the Chiefs division stinks, just like the Patriots division stunk all the years that they have nobody resisting them. They're gifted 6 wins when the season starts. Raiders stink, Chargers stink, Colts stink. Everybody stinks over there.
Hilo from Philly, I enjoy this pod. We love you. Yeah, their division stinks. The Chargers got in, but they weren't a player. We both picked the Texans to win.
Oh God, the Chargers are horrible.
They're not a player.
Horrible. Justin Herbert's horrible. I'm so sick of that. I hate the Chargers.
No, yeah, we've now seen like the Phillip Rivers days. Like throwing for 400 yards is sexy, but the guy that throws for 180 and doesn't turn the ball over is winning the freaking game.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers was another overrated player.
Yeah, Chargers.
Overrated.
Chargers just
catching
strays right now.
I'm going to start randomly hating the Chargers. The Chargers are catching shrapnel right now.
We're playing them next year. That might be the trip. It's just rando-ass Chargers catching strays. Somebody called in and started ripping Ron Jaworski on the radio today. It was hysterical.
That's terrible. I love
Jaworski. Look, he threw this interception to the same guy like 3 times in a row or whatever. You were there. You met those guys.
Now, time out. hold on. Wait. Don't go anywhere. I'll come right back. I'm gonna hold my Jaws helmet while I say this because I love Ron Jaworski and I love
We want to come to your party.
Friends. I want him to hang out. Have you ever watched the 1980 Super Bowl? He had a horrifically bad game. And it was like a terrible game, and it's
in New Orleans.
It's a sin because they beat the Cowboys in the NFC Championship to get to that game. And man, they were flying high, and that was their super. And he'll say it like that was their Super Bowl, like their emotion. They brought everything they had into the NFC Championship, and they had no emotion left for that Super Bowl. And you'll watch it because whenever the Super Bowl, they always replay all the team's Super Bowls. Try to catch some of it. He turned the ball over.
New Orleans. So Alex's stepdad brought Baby John. They went in the 80s, private charter. They got a ticket. I think the ticket was like $35 or something like that to go.
Oh my goodness. Aaron Rodgers is catching strays.
Aaron Rodgers is a bum. I love it.
Aaron Rodgers is a bum. Let's just randomly be Philly jerks and make fun of all the people that are out right now.
But yeah, Jaws is great. Jaws has always, whether the Eagles are in it or not, Jaws has a cigar kind of party down there. So hopefully, Jaws, if you're listening, we want to come to your party.
And I love Jaws. I keep this on my I keep your helmet on my desk. I'm not, and only because I went to that political thing that you were at and heard you speak and actually talk about that game and how it to this day it's like painful for him to talk about.
Yeah, it's painful. And hopefully he's down there, enjoys it. And he still goes down in New Orleans and goes to the Super Bowl every year and throws parties. So good for him for turning negative into positive things. I think Philip Rivers was overrated. Oh my God, he's still catching strays.
Yeah, we're like delayed 5 minutes and Philip Rivers is catching strays from our strays. That's rough.
Pew, pew, pew. Shots. John again, shots. Explosions. It's bad.
So we're not going to predict the game today, right? We're going to save that for next week.
I was just talking more about the coordinators. Like Kellen Moore, we talked about a little bit earlier. If you're just joining us, like Kellen Moore may go to New Orleans. We lost Jonathan Gannon to Arizona when the Super Bowl's in Arizona. Kellen Moore may go to the Saints and the Super Bowl's in New Orleans. And Vic Fangio, is your opinion like change on him? What if the Patrick Mahomes puts up a lot of points or a lot of yards or something like that? Not really. Super Bowl is a weird game, slippery field. You don't know what the conditions are going to be. Every game has its own shape. I felt the coaching staff did a great job this year, and everyone was super freaking hard on them after the first couple weeks of the season, like at that bye week when they're 2-2, and that really rallied the team. That's like one of their messages in the locker room is, "Hey, we're 2-2, we're 2-2." That's been their whole thing. BG said it this morning. He may come back and be ready to go. He said, "We're 2-2." That's how they feel. They're 500.
By the way,
they're not bad. They just are.
Throwing this out there, Kellen Moore makes $2.5 million as the Eagles' offensive coordinator. A coach like Mike McDonald of the Seattle Seahawks, do you think he would be rated higher than him or lower than him, or like a Sean McDermott?
I don't know what Sean McDermott makes. I know Nick probably.
No, I have the list. I'm saying, do you think that Kellen Moore would be ranked maybe a little bit ahead of them or a little bit below? They're like the 10th highest paid. Mike McDonald in Seattle is the 10th highest paid coach.
Is he a coordinator or is he a head coach?
Head coach. I'm saying if Kellen Moore makes the jump to head coach,
what do they give him?
That's why I'm asking you. What do you think? Do you think he'd be rated in like the top 10 of coaches, or do you think maybe a little bit lower?
I think it's like players where it gradually goes up. Like every year that there's new hires, they get like whatever the average is. So what does McDonald make? 7, 10?
He makes like 9. Good.
Probably Kellen Moore will probably get like 8 or 9. He's not going to get 10.
And Andy Reid and Sean Payton and Mike Tomlin are 16 to 20 million. That's like the high end. So
they get like big extensions. Yeah.
For anybody out there that's going to say, well, Kellen Moore, if he wins a Super Bowl with Philly, he's going to want to repeat or finish the story, blah, blah. You're talking about going from making $2 million a year to making like $10 million a year. He's going to take the head coaching job.
Yeah, there's only 30 jobs like that. It's like, do you want to be the president?
That's what these guys want to do. You can't take it personally.
Yeah. No, usually these teams like to get their off-season programs started, so sometimes they don't like to wait for the Super Bowl teams. Sometimes you get lucky and get to keep the staff in place, but Vic's not leaving, which is good. I don't know who the Eagles would use as offensive coordinator, but
yeah, I don't think Vic's being looked at as head. I think people are starting to realize that he's a straight defensive
he's
coordinator.
going to do this for a few more years.
He's like the Italian actor that just consistently gets cast in mob movies. There's like no way he can do anything else. Vic Fangio is the defensive coordinator, and I think he'll be here for a while, and that's a good thing because having the number one defense, which we haven't even talked about that, is a huge factor in winning championships. Everybody says defense wins championships. You got the number one defense in the league, and you're in the Super Bowl. So take that.
Yeah, they're good, and that may be the differentiating factor in the game because a lot of teams could stop Mahomes, and if he puts together this really, really long drives, if they're able to, get him to settle for 3, or if they go for it on 4th down and they don't get it. They can have all the long drives they want. It all is going to come down to points and turnovers. So,
yeah, buddy.
We had
How about that Quinion interception over McLaurin?
That was great. Now he's at 2 in the postseason. He's ready to go. I'm not worried about those guys being rookies at all in a big game like that. We've seen.
Nah, you ain't a rookie anymore. You make it through the playoffs and get interceptions in the playoffs. You're a vet.
Yeah, and the Chiefs started rookie corners and stuff and has had a lot of success in the Super Bowl. So we're ready to go. If you guys are going down there, hit us up. We'll be back next week and then probably the week after to recap the whole thing, or hopefully 2 Tuesdays from now is a parade. But
crazy.
We appreciate having y'all on. No sir, Dom. Eagles should use AI bots to run the offense. That'd be cool.
That's funny. We were just talking about AI stuff today. Meme of the week time?
Yeah, let's do
it. I've been picking reels. I have not picked like memes.
Like a static meme.
Yeah,
maybe we'll work on that this next week while we got downtime. Just static memes. I think I'm over the celebration stuff and the making fun of DC videos. So I'll go back. I'll go back to static memes. Spags and Fangio, great matchup. Oh yeah, all timers right there. John Charles, our boy. John, let us know if you're going down. Let's link up.
All right, fine.
I'll go first. I will go first.
Go. Okay. Because I'm gonna go with something static too.
Jaden McDaniels. My runner-up.
Is that your runner-up?
My runner-up is Jaden McDaniels.
Oh, Jaden, this is so good.
Player Donovan McNabb. Hope he chokes just like he did. McNabb did in the Super Bowl back in the day. Go Birds!
McNabb catching another stray, but he says it's his favorite player, but he hopes Jaden McDaniels chokes like
a McNabb. He's wearing a McNabb jersey.
McNabb's my favorite player.
And then he calls him Jaden McDaniels, which the McDaniels have me dead. The whole week, every guy in the parking lot was calling him McDaniels. It was the funniest thing.
Gardner-Johnson, did you see that?
Yes.
Went live and called him Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah. Epic.
And then my winner is this guy.
Commanders are a fugazi, and Jalen Daniels is nothing but a Mama Luke who's getting an L in the fucking lake. Let's fucking go! Forget about it!
Jalen Daniels is nothing but
so like the funny thing about that is it's not like it's so hard to describe how some of these moments happen, but I was having like a normal conversation with that guy. By the way, never met him before. And we're just chatting, and I'm just like, dude, like you're funny. Like you're like a character. He's like, oh, I'm South Philly Italian. Like, he's like, what do you know about being Italian? And I'm like, like half my family's Italian, and I grew up, we grew up going to Seaside Heights, the Jersey Shore, like that kind of Italian, that like Jersey Italian kind of style. And he's like, Jaden Daniels is a Mama Luke. You ever heard that before? And I'm like, yeah, I heard that one before. I'm like, and then it was like, I'm like, Phil, like, let's do an interview with this guy. And then you just get some of the funniest. It's just, what a life.
He's Mama Luke.
I'm going to, this week we're the theme of this podcast, even though we didn't decide to be a theme, is people that are catching random strays. I'm going with a static meme for my runner-up is going to be Yoda.
Oh my God, yeah, Jerry Jones just catching
A very, very good performing static meme. 1.4 thousand likes, 4,000 views, and 3,000 interactions. Yoda with
look like this like circle right here. He looks exactly.
You got to go through the comments though. The comments on this are just too funny.
On the Instagram or on the Facebook?
Sucks he does.
Oh, they're just doing Yoda like language.
Yeah. Win a championship, he will not. Jedi Master Dobby.
Oh my God.
Suck they do. Hire bleep coach, you must.
That's so funny.
So good. So good. I am going with the video that had me with chills as I made it. It took me 2 hours to edit. I'm going with I'm calling it the NFC Championship hype video, which is a little bit before Baby Yoda.
We are Commanders.
This part kills me. I couldn't shut it down. I couldn't cut it at all. We had a great year, man. We had so much fun. That was from the opener when we got on stage. Brazil. Eagles Kids Club. The boys' first game. Ken Riggy. Picture my breakfast. Oh, man.
Heck
Bobby.
yeah.
It just summed up everything that we did this year. And I still have more footage. That was like scratch the surface. So I gotta have to do one more.
I got a bunch. I've got like one up two with probably one thing from like each week, but I've probably got 40 things from every week. And then
oh my gosh, yeah.
I forgot. I don't mention that guy with the Commanders fan with the shorts. I completely forgot about this guy.
Yeah, throw the shorts guy up just for fun.
Shorts guy.
Talk to me about it. Come on.
Season ticket holder. Every game I do this works. I don't chase shit. This is Golden Philly. This is our city now. This is DMV 2.0. This is ours.
Shut up, bitch.
All I do is win.
I was just looking. It was funny when I put that. I heard this guy talking into my brain. I was just like, dude, this guy, shut the fuck up. He's like so like. And then I was just thinking in my head, I was like, shut up, bitch. And then I was like, oh, I got to end it with like confetti or something like that. And I didn't realize the song in the background was All I Do Is Win. That was just pure luck that song that was playing. That was
killer.
Yeah, guys. You guys are heading down to Nolan's. Hit us up. If you guys still want to book, there's a little bit of trips left. Philly sports trips. It has ticket included. So if you're looking at 10 grand tickets, I think their trip is like 12 total with flight, hotel, and tickets. So that's the move.
It's the way to do it.
Get the HELOC out. Get the HELOC out. Get the ring. Hawk the ring. Do what you got to do to get.
If you're a season ticket holder, sell your season next season. Just go to the Super Bowl. Make your money back.
We went to like Brazil and stuff. We may be having to punt a few games next year.
Punt a few, rob a bank, whatever.
Yeah, we'll be going live during the raffle this Thursday. So We'll
Yeah,
see you
good
guys
luck,
there.
Trisha. We hope you win it. Don't forget about us if you win.
Watch out for the live.
We are not
6 to
pulling the
9
ticket.
Thursday.
Whose hand is pulling the ticket? That is like, oh, the pressure.
I'll post an update. Maybe it'll be like a mush. It'll be like Elliott Shore Parks or something.
No.
No, but it's the event 6 to 9. So between 8 and 9, they're probably gonna pull it at the end of the night. So just
Wait,
wait.
one more quick one. We were catching some side eyes when the WIP called us up on the tent. They're like, "Oh, we know these guys. They're taking a chunk out of our viewership." I could feel it because they were like whispering to each other, like, "Psst."
They saw the chain.
They
That's why I
saw
wear
that,
it, because people kind of know it's us, but then it confirms it when they see the
yeah,
Philthy and Philly.
yeah, that was
Some
interesting.
people have kind of seen our page on social media.
I didn't even take any footage of that. I didn't even take like a picture or video or anything.
I have a picture.
Oh,
I
did
also
you?
work for their competitor, so I work for Odyssey's competitor. So thanks for having us up, guys. But
Thanks for having us on stage. Yeah. No, but
we listen to them every day. We love them.
I do too. Yeah, of all the Philly sports content, like
Listen to them
all
every
the
day.
content. Yeah,
Every
same.
day. It was so much fun. If you guys heard us listen to the Eagles pregame and heard the EAGLES chant, they pick a fan every week to do it. And we
We were all geared up.
You may recognize our voice and Karen.
Yeah, I got to pull that clip. You probably could go back in their pregame show and I could probably pull that clip.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.
Go Birds.